Greetings guys, back in Sydney, and as you can see from behind me, we just got out of IMAX. Thanks to Warner Brothers, we got a special early look at the brand new film from the studio, and that is Mortal Kombat 2. Of course, that film was shot in Australia, up on the Gold Coast, and it is the sequel to the original film that was from 2021, directed by Simon McCade, who also directed this one. That original film was shot in South Australia, so it's nice to kind of see the production back in Australia once again. It is a very brutal, action-packed film that is very faithful to the video game franchise. That franchise, Mortal Kombat, is an utter phenomenon. It debuted all the way back in 1992 as an arcade game that progressed to kind of consoles and the like, with this unique mythology and supernatural elements that surrounded essentially a fight to the death tournament, much in the style of Enter the Dragon that starred Bruce Lee, of course, all those years ago. But they kind of took that theme and they put additional supernatural cosmic elements into that, and it pretty much surrounded this realm called Outworld wanting to take over the Earth realm, and to do that they had to win 10 tournaments in a row that involved Mortal Kombat. They are currently up to 9, and this film depicts the 10th tournament. One of the lead characters, Lord Raiden, the god of thunder, has to get a group of warriors together to defend Earth from this evil looming threat of Outworld. And of course that's led by the infamous evil bad guy Shao Khan, who has loose morals and doesn't like to play by the rules. Now, that original film does do a lot for the Mortal Kombat franchise. It did a lot right. There's some brutal kind of sequences in that film, particularly the fight sequences between Sub-Zero and Scorpion, as well as the introduction of Josh Lawson in the role of Kano, who is the utter probably star of that film, just with his irreverence and humour and his depiction of Australian slang, and he just was a riot to kind of watch on the big screen. But there is some elements that are missing in that film, namely the actual fighting tournament. This film delivers on that promise. Mortal Kombat 2 features the actual tournament, but as a consequence, there is not a lot of plot in this film. This film is constant fighting in a tournament that is a battle to the death, and there is a lot of brutal kind of fight sequences in this, a lot of brutal demise of characters in this, as you would expect from Mortal Kombat. But never fear, there is these supernatural elements in this film, and in the lineage of the source material. So there is necromancers in this, and sorcery in the realm of Shang Tsung. There's also the Netherrealm and the Underworld, where characters can kind of come back from the dead. So just be aware that this film does feature a lot of your favourite characters if you are a fan of the Mortal Kombat franchise. Now, in the lead role, and the much anticipated introduction in this, is Johnny Cage, the has-been kind of fighter and Hollywood star. He's essentially a Jackie Chan / Chuck Norris kind of Jean-Claude Van Damme type of kind of persona. A bit of a has-been from the 1990s, who's kind of trying to find relevancy again. That role is taken up by the amazing Karl Urban, who brings this level of irreverence and humour to the role. And as he's kind of selected for this tournament by these cosmic means, and he's thrust into this kind of fantastical kind of story world, it's so fun to kind of watch him explore that with his humour and irreverence, and his lack of self-belief, and how he's trying to kind of create that in himself once again. It's really fun to watch. So Karl Urban, one of the stars in this as well. We do have some returning actors in this, probably namely I have to mention Jesica McNamee. I thought she's great in that. She plays the role of Sonya Blade, so she returns in this. Again, not as well developed character as Johnny Cage. He's probably the one that's developed the most in this, but those other characters are reintroduced again, and they're featuring in the sequences and the battles. So kind of great to see them once again on the screen. Josh Lawson does return in this. Not really giving a spoiler away, he is actually in the credits, but his humour and irreverence as well in his Australian slang, and there's a lot of swearing in this, there's a lot of brutal violence, so it is an R-rated film, but he's just great from an entertainment perspective. I think Josh Lawson and Karl Urban do stand out with their humour amongst the other kind of characters for sure. Ludi Lin in the role of Liu Kang, he comes back in this as well as Mehcad Brooks in the role of Jax. Those guys are really well cast, I think. Sonya, Liu Kang and Jax, very well cast. The role of Princess Kitana, she actually features in this film. She's probably one of these long-awaited characters from the franchise. There kind of is an addition in this film. That's played by Adeline Rudolph. I didn't think she was perfectly cast in the first quarter of the film when I initially was introduced to her, but she did grow on me quite a bit, and she turned out to be one of the better characters, and I thought that was a really good performance by her to kind of grow in my mind on the screen as a character, considering I wasn't totally sold on her from the initial moments I saw her as Kitana, but towards the end, I think she more than fulfills the bill. Now we see Teddy Gabriel in the role of Jade. Cole Young returns again, played by Lewis Tan. I will say he's probably one of the weaknesses of that original film. I believe that character doesn't feature in the video games at all, and I kind of think that character is a little bit of a waste of screen time. But he does feature in this, but he doesn't have as a prominent role as Johnny Cage does or any of the other characters do, so I just will mention that. Now, Shang Tsung does return in this as well, played by Chin Han. I thought he's very well cast in this. He did a really great job. And Tadanobu Asano, he features as Lord Raiden in this. I did kind of see him in the last film, and I kind of was wishing he was better cast. I did get the same feeling in the first quarter of this film as well, thinking that I wish that maybe they cast someone a little bit different, but he did grow into the role as well, and funnily enough, as the God of Thunder in Mortal Kombat, he did feature in the first 3 Thor movies as well, so there is a bit of a unique through line there, but he does grow into the role. I just maybe thought maybe a bit of an older statesman would have suited that role a little bit better, considering the stakes needed for this, but he does well with what's given to him. As I said, there's not a lot of plot in this. It's not all that deep. There's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of brutal violence. But I tell you what, for an authenticity play based off the video game, the story world recreated for the big screen, the unique scenery and fighting locations that are really picture perfect. You'll be watching some of these sequences and going, I've been there before, I've played that in the video game. It's very well depicted, and also just the character designs and the costuming I thought was very authentic to the video games, anything done previously, and I think that's just a really credit to the production team for kind of conjuring those elements. And as far as performances go, there's probably not a lot of character development to go through. Johnny Cage is probably the primary character development that you'll get in this film. The rest kind of serve the plot of this fantastical kind of world, being playing out all the scenarios in this that are depicted in the video game. So it is a pretty decent film adaptation of that. Is it going to be the best film that you see this year? Probably not. There's a lot of big films that are going to come out this year. There is another similar film that's going to come out this year based off another massive video game property titled Street Fighter. Do I think that Street Fighter is going to be better than Mortal Kombat? I'm not totally convinced. I think this has got a better story world and a lot more source material to kind of go on to make it a bit of a better film and story overall. But after seeing it today, I am open-minded to see what kind of Street Fighter does. But this film is definitely the one that looks like it's going to be the winner out of those two. And does it build on what was done in the previous film? Absolutely. It's depicting the tournament that everyone wanted to see, and it's doing that. I will say the fight sequences do leave a little bit to be desired. You're not going to get this intricate kind of fight play like you did in things like John Wick. There is these fantastical elements to the fighting that really do work. There is that magic and mysticism that and the sorcery that do kind of work. Lightning, fire, magic, all that kind of stuff. that's in there as well. It does feel very grounded at the same time, but just the swiftness of some of those fight sequences I thought were maybe going to be done a little bit better. But in saying that, it's a very faithful adaptation. It's very well done. I think a lot of video game fans are going to really get a lot out of this. I think they're going to really adore what they see on the big screen. It's for the fans. This is a very faithful adaptation. Not the deepest plot, but it is enjoyable, and some of the sequences are brutal. It's very much leaning into that kind of rating, but not over the top either by any stretch of the imagination. Just don't expect a lot of plot and character development in this. It is a fun, faithful adaptation to the video game that has very good narrative drive and is very action-packed. But aside from that, I am about to head off. Hopefully you enjoy the footage from today, and I will catch you guys down the road. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Also leave a comment to let us know if you have seen Mortal Kombat 2 and what you thought of it. I would be happy to hear about it. But otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next one. So long.
You want to know what makes a hero? It's not destiny. It's not something you're born with. It's searching for greatness.
Johnny Cage, you have been chosen for Mortal Kombat.
Then realizing you've had it in you this entire time.
Whoa! I really don't feel comfortable hitting a girl.
Don't worry. You won't.
Yo! Send me back. I want to go back.
The rules of the tournament are simple. Our fates would not be settled by the size of our armies. They would be decided by combat.
I'm not some great warrior. I'm not some champion.
This is a war for the fate of your world. Finish him!
Me?
Earth belongs to me.
We do not kneel!
Our only chance is to face this together. Let's go, baby. You, Johnny Cage, are a part of this now.
It's showtime.
Get over here! Johnny will definitely die.